this whole period of Kali Yuga set in, my feeling is there would have been a lot of discussion, a lot of trying to understand that how do Davic forces in the world they survive basically this whole period of Kali Yuga. And it is the job of Vishnu that the good wins over evil, and if it cannot win at that point of time, at least it survives. So after Krishna, the avatar, the next Vishnu avatar, also known as Vishnu avatar, I always think, I always feel Vishnu is a master strategist, ultimate strategist. And how does he weave the strategy? The greatest quality Vishnu has, he is a great observer of individual entities. He is a great observer of the creation as a whole. So he observes everything. He is not looking at reality the way it should be. Rather, he is looking at reality the way it is. Though he has an intention also that how it should be. So he is always moving from how it is to how it should be. And in that moment, he also kind of decides that, okay, what is best in this moment? So what is best in the moment of Kali Yuga is that you let go that good wins over evil. Just the survival is enough. So he comes as Buddha. And what does, in fact, you will see a lot of Buddha's teaching are very contrary to the classic Hindu teachings. They're very contrary. And that is the reason why there was a huge fight between Buddha and the Brahmins. Because Brahmins were following the classic text. And Buddha was looking at what is the reality and what has to be done. So he kind of thrashed all kind of traditions, and he thrashed all kind of whatever was considered as spiritual. So I would give you a very clear example that will show that how Buddha's thinking is totally than the classic Hindu thinking. In classic Hindu thinking, Shiva has got 5 powers. First power is awareness. Second power is bliss. So when you are aware, this is where you begin. Then you will become blissful. When you are aware, you will start to become blissful. And when you are really blissful, even that day we were discussing that when you have lived the pleasure, you will want to impact. That is the third urge that comes to you from life. So this is called the Ichha Shakti, the power of desire. So the third power of Shiva is the power of desire. And after that, it is the power of knowledge and power of action. But what did Buddha say? So in Hindu classic text, the desire is divine. God also desire. That's why it expands. The most prominent name of God in Hindu metaphysics is the Brahma. The God is called Brahma. And what is the meaning of Brahma? Brahma is that which is expanding all the time. So we just discovered 50 years back the whole cosmos is expanding and accelerating. But it's a part of divine esoteric knowledge of Hinduism that God is all the time expanding. That is the Brahma. So now Buddha comes and he realized this desire is there. See what has happened by then, by the time of Buddha, the subconscious is really becoming used. Before that, subconscious was not used. So you could deal with that. Now people are going to act from the dark motives. So now the desire, the desire which is celebrated in Hinduism is like when I am the channel of the cosmic desire. The cosmos desires, but it also have specific individuals. We all have specific talents and potential. Through us, the cosmos will act. So when I am part of Shiva, I also carry his desire. So that was a desire that was celebrated. But now what has started to happen, Kali Yuga comes and all desires, they get stuck into the ego, into the subconscious. So the world is playing in the darkness. And it is the asuras who are very strong playing in darkness. The way the devas can see things when there is light, asuras can see things when there is darkness. So in this darkness, The Devas are becoming blind, Asuras are becoming more and more powerful. So the first thing Buddha comes and says, the world is dukkha, the world is sorrow. And what does he say about what is the cause of sorrow? He says the cause of sorrow is desire. So world is suffering. And what is the cause of suffering? Desire. As per Hindu, classic Hinduism, the ignorance is the cause of suffering. But not as per Buddha. As per Buddha, desire is the cause of suffering. So then what does he tell everyone? You give up your desire. We were discussing it's all the egoistic desire. That's what, because if you desire, you are directly competing with the aasuric forces. With the aasuric forces. If you desire, let's say now all the desire has got stuck in ego, right? There is no understanding of cosmic desire. So then you will desire money for yourself. And there is also Asura who desires money for himself. So obviously there is going to be a clash. And in that clash, who will win? Asura is going to win. Very clearly. There is no chance for a Deva. Because when all the rules are defined by the ego, even in today's world, what we consider as the sutras for success, basically coming from all egoistic stuff. Because those rules are designed by, and if devas try to play by those rules, they are bound to get defeated. Because when it comes to the ego, the asura ego is far more sharp. You cannot find asura. You cannot fight asura. You know, when there is an ego game, you will totally lose. You would very often see in the world that if there is a fight between a cunning and an innocent one, you will see that it is the innocent one who will start to win. The cunning one will spread all kind of nets, all kind of traps. And everybody will see, oh my God, this guy is gone. But he will very smartly come up. He can go beyond all the traps, everything. And then suppose if he start to think, okay, I will now reply to him in his own language. And if he start to use some kind of a cunningness in that fight, that is the moment he is finished. Because the moment he also adopted a cunning game, now he is playing by the rules of the Asura. He has forgotten what his strength is. His strength is the cosmos support him. So for cosmos to support him, he got to remain connected with that consciousness. He got to be loving and conscious. That's when the conscious can support him. But then he started to play by the rules the Asuras have designed. So then after that, he is totally thrashed. So Buddha very smartly pulled out all the conscious people from the world. Leave your homes, come to jungle, don't desire anything, live in the Sangha. So he separated all the conscious people. He just he shown the white flag to the Asuras. See, we are not in any kind of fight. We are not fighting with you. You have won. We are just out of this whole thing. Asuras are happy because that's what they wanted. They have this whole world to capture. And they captured. So he very smartly pulled the whole Deva forces out of this game of the world. So that, and even the other spiritual masters of that time, they all celebrated poverty. Jesus has very famous sayings on the poverty, right? He says that a camel can pass through the hole of the needle, a rich man cannot go to the heaven. Something like that, he says, right? It is the poor who will get the kingdom of heaven. He is celebrating poverty. Poor, being poor, that it is good to be poor. That's why in Christianity, one of the moral is that you be poor. There is a moral. Socrates again is celebrating poverty. Shankara is celebrating poverty. He's saying, oh, leave everything, what's there in this. We will rejoice the Brahma. There is so much joy in that. And it is true, there was absolutely no joy in the world. The world was only full of suffering and misery. So then money and success was not for the conscious people in that period. All the conscious people were systematically pulled out of this whole game of the world.